Welcome into another game, and I just realized I think we've had 3 Chris videos in a row now, including this one. But who cares, it's Chris, he's awesome, he's the only AOC player with a full book out. And again, I'll put a link in the description. The description links generally come about like 12 hours after I've done it, because I usually start uploading at like 1 in the morning, and then somewhere between there and like 3 or whatever, depending if anyone's streaming or whatnot, I go to sleep. And generally I'll put the link in when I wake up. So that's just how that goes. All the old videos, though, that I have mentioned do have the links in them, though, so you can always click back and get them there. Or you can Google it. Google works well as well. That's how I generally get the links. Anyway, or AOC Zone. AOC Zone works well as well. So there we go. Anyway, let's have a look at what we've got here before I start to ramble too much, because I definitely started then. In the teal, we have RVK Orcus, better known as Chris, playing as the Mines. His ally in this game going to be RVK Dogao, someone who you should all know by now. Definitely a strong player. Probably, definitely one of the strongest Brazilian players we have at the moment. Looks like he's moved sheep there. That was actually decent timing. But anyway, definitely up there. Probably... yeah, definitely on par with Wright in this way. We've seen one of him lately as well. Definitely a on-par player with him. Always amazes me how well he can come back to the game after so long. But then again, who knows if he's actually finished playing or not. Anyway, he's going to be playing in purple as the Saracens. And they will be playing against kLu Zach in the red as the Celts. And over in the green, we have his ally, Almi Ray, playing as the Franks. So the first thing is, with the Civ matchup, it was random Civs. Celts can be in trouble against a Mine player, depending on what they decide to go for. That's probably the big thing with them. If they do try and go infantry, because of course they do have that infantry bonus, or Woad Raider, they can run into a little bit of trouble against Plumed Archers. Of course, Woad Raiders having the speed going for them, but Plumed Archers are also quite fast, so that can be a bit of an issue. But if they can, as we know though, Celts being a massive siege civ, plus having access to Paladins, but I think they miss Bloodlines on them. That or an armor upgrade, I can't remember which one it is at this stage right now. I'll probably remember later as we go. But anyway, ooh, and Dogao is saying he's going to drush in this one, so if I slow it down, we can probably actually watch this, but... ooh, Sheep Steel. That's mean from Zach. Anyway, I'll slow this down just because we'll try and catch that drush while I was talking and try and remember what I was talking about. Yes, Civ matchup. Anyway, if they can get some Mangonels out, of course they can go all the way up to Siege Onager, they can get Siege Engineers on them, they can kill off those Plumed Archers really well if they're within range, because I think Plumed Archers get 5+3 range, and Onager gets, Siege Onager gets about 8, so, and then you get the +1 on that, so it should be able to outrange. That's all from my memory of the tech tree though, and I've been adjusting it a lot recently. Anyway, we'll see how it goes and how they decide to play it out. Other thing is as well, we do have a Frank player, probably 99% of the time they will go Knights, because they have that Knight bonus, and for them, their worst opponent is the Saracens, the Camel civilization that just pretty much specializes in taking this shit out. So, we'll see how they go, and how they decide. And this game feels really familiar. I don't know why. I have no idea why, but I feel like we've seen a map kind of styled like this with the same kind of players, but we'll see how this one goes, because I definitely can't remember it, and it definitely looks like it was only uploaded today, so I hope it's not a repeat, because I think I've done that before. Anyway, we'll see how we go here. Looks like Barracks coming up for Dogao, and we'll swap over to him and see if he's drushing still. Yes, is drushing through Militia, standard style drush off them, of course, apart from the Aztecs, which is 5. Economy's going up. Chris has walled off his side. Same goes for me, Ray. We could be in for a long game here. Depending, though, if Dogao or Zach manage to kill each other off, it'll pretty much be GG there. So, gonna depend on how they decide to fight it out. Saying that as well, though, Zach is coming in for the drush here, and... so it's, of course, that extra speed on the Militia is actually so powerful. People don't get how good that is on Militia. People just don't understand the fact you can pretty much catch villagers on the way back to the town center with them. Like, if you look at the movement speed, there's a huge difference there, at the 20% to be exact, but there's a massive difference there, and you'll see how much of a difference it makes when he moves in with these Militia here. So in they come, and starting to do a little bit of damage. That 15% extra speed going to be absolutely amazing here. Actually trapping one of these villages right now, going to be able to take that one out, and going to be able to hightail it back to the town center and catch as many as possible here. Thing as well, dogao actually skipped out on Loom, only just getting it now, so it's making his villages so much more, well, underpowered, I guess is the way to say it. Where did those militia end up going? Are they coming back? Scout is down, but look at the amount of time here. He actually deleted the lumber camp. That's actually a huge deal right now. He's going to need that 100 wood to be able to rebuild that lumber camp, and this is actually an amazing drush here from Zach. Forced the deletion of the lumber camp, which is 100 wood gone. Killed off a villager and a second one. This has actually been a remarkable drush. And it looks like he's going to go over to Chris now, because no, he's not going to. I thought he was there because hell, why not? But that was a remarkable drush there. Forcing the deletion of the lumber camp's huge. Every now and then you see a mill get deleted because villagers are stuck and, well, they're getting killed off, and it's probably more worth it to lose a mill than a villager, especially only in the Dark Age. You only have 21 villagers, and that just increased really counts. Anyway, it looks like Ray moving around right now, going to try and get a little bit of harass as well. Looks like he's going to join up with Zach here, so good team play. Chris, at this stage, not really doing a lot. We're going to have to wait and see what players decide to do here. Saying that, Chris should be pretty close to up. Yeah, there we go. And Alvin Ray as well. Perfect. That was perfect timing, actually. And militia back in again. There's two here on low HP, which we've got to remember. Low HP villages are generally the first ones to be targeted down on this kind of a level. And moving in, and going to go for one villager there. Ooh, saying that, actually, there's more villages or units being created for Zach down here, which is actually quite a big deal. Oh, he's got two more in play right now, which is interesting. Usually people kind of skip out after that, but interesting from him. Going on to gold nice and early, so it looks like he wants to skip any style of play. Is he going to go up to man-at-arms? Or, cause if he goes up to... Yep, he's going to go up to man-at-arms, and is he going to push... If he decides to push with man-at-arms here, this is going to be amazing. Completely amazing, especially if these guys here decide to keep pushing. How are they doing the upgrade? 40%. Crystal not doing a lot. Elmi Ray not doing a lot right now. Villagers deciding to go at it. I think that man-at-arms upgrade should be just about there. dogao just hitting the feudal age now. Gonna, of course, try and run away with that guy, because until he gets that man-at-arms upgrade, he's not going to be as strong as he could be. And there we go. So now we can get in there and probably kill off one of those villagers and do a nasty bit of damage to the second. Archery range coming up from dogao, of course, skipping the scouts because there's no real point at this stage. Archery range as well for Zach. Got to remember off those, they don't get the last archer upgrade, so they're not going to be in a good position if it does go to Imperial and you still have a bunch of crossbows out on the field. On this side, Blacksmith Market, so a fast castle, Blacksmith Market, fast castle. Fair enough. What were you again? You were Franks. So yep, looks like it's going to be knights from you. And hopefully not plumed archers from you, because plumed archers don't do the best versus knights. But still, on stone, really saying to me is either going to go for a absolutely massive boom or 6 town center boom style of play, or he's going to be going for a castle. And one of them is extremely likely, whereas the other is pretty much unheard of. And in come those men-at-arms, going to be able to do a heap of damage here, probably going to be able to kill off this villager, and might even get a few more here as well. You've got to remember they do have 1 armor to start with, which is kind of a big deal against an archer at this stage. It's only doing 3 damage. Even bigger deal against skirmishers. dogao's militia coming in there, trying to do a little bit, but nothing too big. Villagers coming in, because he is trying to wall this off. Archers are already out to force Zach. Looks like he's going to try and stop this wall off. Is he, or... Oh, interesting that man-at-arms did not get attacked by the wolf. Looks like it was just out of the line of sight. And the wall's coming up for dogao, so he is going to try and play this one a little bit more defensively now. So Zach's actually had an amazing game so far. Really good play from him, really impressive. And it looks like we're about to see a castle drop from Chris, which is extremely effective against no matter who you do it against. Saying that, how is Almi Ray doing? Not too badly. He's about to hit castle age. He's going to be in a bit of trouble defending from this, though. Has enough wood to get another town center up, but he really needs to be stocking up on the walls right now, honestly. What's he going for? Town center. Cool, man. You're going to need more than a town center to get through here. a town center will not save you from plumed archers or castle. You need to have some kind of military going, man. Come on, do something. Good quick roll from dogao, saying that only 92 HP on that one there, so definitely able to break through there if he wants to. Skirmish is out in play as well, and saying that he's going for it now, but no, being rebuilt really quickly. Hopefully dogao not going to lose any villages. Have you gone for any kind of military buildings yet? No, and you're... Who's pop capped? Yep, you're pop capped as well. Not a good start to the castle age to have a castle dropped on you, pop cap, and no military production buildings. Saying that, doesn't even have a barrack, so he's going to have to go for one of them before as well. He does have a lot of wood there available, though. And I am spectating the right person I'm talking about, so good. Brilliant. Could go for skirmishes, potentially. Probably the best option that he has, but don't know if he's going to. Over here, market going up. And I sounded so cynical then, but I guess I really was. Siege Workshop is always a good option, coordinating the blacksmith before that goes up. And once he gets the mangonel out, we'll be fairly able to defend this kind of area, but still forced to use a lot more stone and a lot more villager time here than he really should have had to. Especially the fact that Chris decided to drop a town center here. Really smart play from him, didn't waste the villager time going back, really minimizing all of his losses there. So Chris definitely going to be pretty happy with that one. Stone wall coming up for Zach right now, and it looks like he's going to wall off this side here as well. So it looks like we're going to go into kind of a standard Oasis game here, where you just see the big walls, big booms, big push. But Chris might have something different to say here. Mangonel is out for defense right now. Haven't seen any kind of Siege Workshop play from him yet. He should have a blacksmith, yes, so he can put one up without any real trouble. And how's he going to do this? Not going to be able to get through. Nothing coming up here. Doing alright on the resources, but not too bad. Could try for a fast up, but I don't think he's going to get it. Market will be nice, because he will be able to utilize that with all that extra wood he had. We'll be able to sell some of that off if he needs to. Wall coming up over on this side for Zach. And dogao just holding position right now. He really needs to kind of try and stabilize. He's the lowest scoring player at this stage, but he still probably has enough behind him to do some damage. I would say that he should be going Castle Age, yes. Zach should be going Castle Age, yes. And you two should be Castle Age already. Brilliant. What can I hear? Ah, I'm hearing this house getting killed off. I was over here and could hear the archers and thought they might have been somewhere around here, but no, mangonels are out in play, 3 of them to be precise. Ooh, Chris going for the petard here. Something we don't see on maps that generally aren't arena. And going to be able to kill his house off as well, and I don't think it'll pop cap, but definitely going to be a bit annoying. Yeah, he's got 92 population, 100 population there free. 92, yeah, brilliant. One house gives 2 population, we know that. And, ooh, he's going to be able to bust through here. Only 48 on that, he could probably kill that off with archers, even if this petard here was to die. It looks like it got the hill bonus there, honestly. And Zach up to the Castle Age. dogao up as well, because dogao advanced earlier. And plumed archers can now push in if they want to. However, against these mangonels, generally not a good idea to run towards them. Plumed archers are a fast unit, but still never good to run directly towards a mangonel. Ooh, dogao pushing out there and getting a massive kill spree there on those archers and skirmishes of Zach. Zach really gonna have to wall in here. Show me your fast walling skills now. We've seen dogao's not age, but we've seen his, so looks like yours aren't quite so good. Anyway, double town center. Nothing really. Have we seen Chris go up to more than one? I know we've seen 2, but we've seen a 3rd one there, and no 4th. Alright, that's still fine. Means he's going through town center and the castle, which is really actually quite a good play. Town center coming up for dogao. We're currently sitting on 2. How are we looking for Zach? Zach's sitting on 1 going up to 3, which is kind of standard. And still only the 2 down here for Ray, but ooh, going to 4 mangonels. Could be overdoing it on the mangonels as well. If he sits down here and, say, Chris goes up onto this hill and fires down, he could take out 2, maybe 3 if he's lucky with a good attack round. And if they sit in a 4 square, potentially could kill them all. Gonna have to see how he decides to play it out. Slowly busting through here, 70, 46, 20. and killing that off, and dogao noticing that mangonel and getting out of there ASAP, because that's what you want to do. Saracen, I believe crossbows, I think it's cavalry archers actually that gain the +2 versus buildings, so I don't think it's all archers. Anyway, yep, 2 for 2 there, so not a bad trade. Extra houses coming up for Ray right now, really trying to just get some kind of economy going here, so we can just kind of try and steamroll the mine player, I guess. dogao grabbing another villager there. Chris starting to get ahead in the scores right now, saying that Ray doing pretty decently as well, but doesn't have any military production yet at all. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. He's doing a really good boom and he's defended really well. I'm just concerned that he's gonna have a good economy and get steamrolled because he has no army to defend himself. That's my only concern there. Saying that as well, dogao going up with the siege workshop here, which we actually saw before, and pushing out with a mangonel, so we'll be able to try and break this wall here, as well as kill off his opponent's mangonels, which is generally quite nice. Let's swap over to Chris really quickly, and mangonels out for him. Gonna try and push here by the looks of things. Doesn't exactly have a lot of resources, so he's not trying to up. Ray, not trying to up either, even though paladins against mines is just a really good option. Zach, no, saying that, Zach's actually got a really high food count at the moment. He could be going for a really fast up. We'll have to see how he goes. Saying that though, still going skirmisher, town centers. He could be, if he sold some wood for gold, if he has a market, which he doesn't. He could probably up if he wants to. We'll have to keep an eye on that and decide at the time. And if we looked at dogao, 57 population, not doing too badly on the resources, doing a good job keeping his resources down actually. Saracen market, always nice to have out. And it looks like Chris losing another 2 mangonels there actually. Managed to kill off 1 house, but like I said, Ray just has such a high population cap at the moment. He doesn't really have to be worrying about losing 1 or 2 houses. Saying that though, looks like he's going to lose another one here. Chris, of course, not building any more plumed archers because he can't use them, so it's a bit of a waste. dogao pushing the side over here. Looks like he managed to get rid of those mangonels, or at least one of them. Did sacrifice one of his own here, so 1 for 1. No one really lost there. Saying that though, a castle is coming up for Zach now, and this actually will really help defend. It'll pretty much help defend this entire section here, because anything that moves through here gets attacked by town center, castle, anything there, town center, anything on this side, town center, so his really only option is to run around the back here and all the way through around here. Gonna be kind of interesting to see what he decides to do. We'll lose the siege workshop though. I don't think he's gonna have any better option here. And Chris moving forward with the villagers could potentially going to drop another castle. What are we seeing from him there? Yep, another castle coming up from him now, and of course, once they get those range upgrades on them, castles become really dangerous to play against. It looks like, though, dogao did lose a lot of archers here, actually. So that's kind of bad for him. Zach starting to get good resources, so I think he's going to up. We might sit on him for a while and see what he's deciding to do. Castle coming up for Ray. And siege workshop goes down. Villager doesn't die, surprisingly. I would have expected that to die. Oh, mangonels right now. Look how they are grouped. And I think Ray just noticed how they were grouped and decided he's not going in there like that. Because 1 mangonel shot could potentially kill them all. And there's what I was saying about plumed archers, of course, still dying versus, well, mangonels, even though they have that 50 HP instead of, well, like 35 on a crossbow. Yep. Slowly taking out the gate, and the mangonel dance is beginning. And dogao looks like he can dance a lot better than Zach at this stage. Lumber camp is up. Anything else exciting going on? Doesn't look like we see much. Excitement seems to be on this side right now. Saying that though, Zach going over here, going to be able to do quite a bit of damage with that 1 knight actually. Going to be able to kill off the mangonel and kill both those crossbows as well actually. Should be able to shunk, kill that one, and shink, kill that one. Brilliant. Looks like though Chris is just about to get in. He will be able to kill off a large number of houses here. Mangonels are moving in. Chris going to notice, but it looks like just a little bit late. Only got the +1 range upgrade at this stage. And it looks like he's going to be pushing in knights with no bloodlines, so I am going to assume that it is no bloodlines. How are we looking? Siege, and yep, Imperial Age, there we go. Ray going up to the Imperial Age, Chris going up to the Imperial Age, and dogao. Dogao hasn't joined the Imperial Party yet. Still trying to hold off over here, I guess. He did lose quite a few crossbows though, which does explain it. And he did get in a lot of early aggression, but he got hit really bad in the early stages as well. So it kind of explains why he's not upping at the stage. He's still trying to balance his economy. Saying that, he's gone up to 4 town centers, which is kind of nice. He's definitely going to have one of the better economies. But Chris at this stage is just looking really good. University going up for him. Ballistic sounds like it'll be on the way. +2 range on that castle, so it can finally take out some of these houses. Mangonel again deciding to push, but yep, and there's the Knights. This is what we were waiting on from Ray. He did manage to hold his own, which was good. He managed to hold off this wall here, which I thought he would have a lot just tougher time doing. Chris though did really put on the pressure and made it hard, but he really sacrificed a lot of villager time to be able to do it, and hopefully it pays off. Hopefully these Knights actually make it worth it. Saying that, on this side too, what do we see you going for? Castle, Siege Workshop, Barracks. Or no castle. Just Siege Workshop, Barracks. Pretty much normal, I guess, from the Celts. And there's Ray going up to the Imperial, getting that extra HP on the Knights. And we're just waiting on him next. Now, actually, let's see what he's doing. Ray... Paladin yet? No Paladin. Is he going to go for that extra armor? Can't, because he's got no gold. Fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. We'll be able to storm this really badly, though. Depending on how Chris decides to play it out. Has got a second castle coming up, though, but Trebuchet could make all the difference here, because the plumed archers will have to push into the Trebuchet. And if he manages to get that going, he can probably attack with the Knights without too much fear of these castles here. Especially the fact they now have 4 armor on them, and not going for this one, going for forging, but it makes sense if you have a low gold. And Cavalier on the way, brilliant. Barracks and Siege Workshops. So we're doing, he actually has some skirmishers left down here. Whether or not he actually decides to use them will be interesting. Pikes, good call. We've seen a castle yet from dogao? No, which is interesting because Mamluks are generally the way they go. But Saracens do have quite a good amount of things they can do in Imperial Age, I guess. Definitely one of the slower, dark, feudal castle civs, but once they get to Imperial, they're fairly strong. Of course, they are one of the limited civilizations that get siege on you. And right now that Mangonel actually really doing a good job here at not forcing him to run in, which is actually brilliant. Is that 3 trebuchets? That is 3 trebuchets on this castle. Gonna really force Ray here to come out and do something. He doesn't really have a choice of what he wants to do here. Saying that as well though, Zach gonna be pushing in on dogao any second now, and I don't know if dogao is gonna be ready for it. In fact, does he know this is coming? Dogao has no idea. He did see a Mangonel attacking the gate there. Siege Workshop is coming up in defense, and looks like he's putting up an extra layer of wall, so I would say he is ready for this one. And Mangonel Dance, both dying. Doing a pretty good effort here. Cavalier, of course, 144 HP on them. Did he have the extra armor? No, not yet. Has it on the way, though. He's actually going to be able to run in here in a second. He might be able to do a lot of damage, potentially. Saying that, though, the 2 castles, 3 castles, even a 4th over there, could make it kind of hard, but we'll see. And, of course, castles not in a row, because rows are bad and staggered is good. dogao hitting the Imperial Age now, and Siege Workshop coming up for him. University in the background. Don't know exactly what he wants to go for. There's a few different options on what he can do, but nothing really too strong. Onager research being done. Can probably hold this line with Onagers for a while, but once Trebuchets come out, he's going to be in a bit of trouble. Fortified walls, probably a good choice at this stage. But the real battle's being fought over here. I think dogao's really just trying to hold out until Chris can wipe a player, and once he does that, he can kind of just storm around to Zach if Zach doesn't resign immediately. Zach having a ton of idle villages there, actually. dogao doing fairly well. He's catching up now, which is really good. Saying that, though, he needs to really push through here. Let's actually see what Zach is up to. Halberdier has been done. Lots of petard was actually a pretty good option. Because, of course, that is pretty much an insta-break, which means he can kind of get in there really quickly. Don't know what he's going to run in at this point, though. He's got pikes, or halberdiers, but that's about it. And exactly what we expected from Chris over here, slowly smashing through with that trebuchet line. Plumed archers making it extremely hard to run into, especially with those castles there. Another defensive castle coming up for Chris, which is good, because if he did start pushing out here into the open, these cavalier would be able to pretty much massacre the entire army. But using this castle defense makes it a lot harder to approach. Oniga's out for dogao right now, defending quite well. And still those petards are going to be a bit of trouble for him to bust through. That castle though probably won't stand up long, depending on how well this trebuchet is placed. If it's placed badly, you might actually be able to get to there and get a shot in with the Oniga. But saying that, the castle's got 10 range on it now, so you should be kind of happy with that. Over on this side, Ray getting into a lot of trouble here. Oh, getting both the mangonels. That's actually massive for Chris. That was actually very well spotted. And very well approached, because now he can push him with the plumed archers to here, and he can't really get any kind of big damage on them. Ooh, is he going to try and fight the cavalier? Saying that, his plumed archers are fully upgraded right now. Cavalier's still missing the +2 attack, and also missing the paladin. Looking interesting right now. Castle will be forced to repair. How are we doing halberdier wise? Halberdier's good. Oniga's on the way. Ooh, he's gone up. He's gone up to Oniga as well. Something interesting to note. He's gone up to Siege Oniga. No. Ooh, Paladin upgrade has been done, and it looks like Ray has decided this is time to charge. Probably a good idea as well. Good timing, because the castle over there hasn't been able to attack too much, but the way these plumed archers are clumped right now is just making it hard to attack them. Especially with where the trebuchets are sitting. Can use his hill advantage here. But I think Chris might be good in this one. Chris might just be able to hold this one off. Doesn't have the +4 attack. Of course, 192 HP on those paladins. And slowly killing them all off. It looks like those paladins will be killed off. And I don't know what Ray's going to be able to do from here. Ooh, saying that, he's doing good here. Actually, he's doing a bit better. These constant reinforcements, I think, are the things that's doing it. Definitely delaying Chris at the minimal. If he holds out until Zach can break into dogao, gonna be a pretty good chance here. Oh, losing the castle. That's actually massive right now. Zach will be able to push now, especially against these mangonels, because of course these trebuchets can take them out from a distance if you really want to, as we saw Chris demonstrate. Is he gonna hit one there? Oh, we got one. Brilliant. Looks like Ray doing fairly well down over here, managing to get the attacks in, but these castles here just making it too hard. Did take out a lot of trebuchets though, a lot of siege, did kill off a lot of plumed archers, but plumed archers are cheap, and that's why they're so effective. You can lose them and rebuild them, especially when you've got 5 castles. 5 at a time of a cheap unit is extremely good. Extremely, extremely good. Plus, they've got all the upgrades at this stage, so definitely getting harder and harder to kill. Where are those paladins going? Are they going over to help Zach? Because you really need to hold this down right now. If those plumed archers get into your base, it's going to be over. Saying that, remember they have a massive range of 5+3. Nowhere near the longbow, but still massive. And what are we seeing here right now? Bits of extra wall coming up. Those, ooh, Oniga's going to be able to kill a ton of villagers here if, ooh. Come on, be careful, man. Getting 3, gonna potentially get another 3. Getting another 3 there. Potentially could kill a whole lot more. Not gonna get those ones. And Siege Oniga from dogao, something we don't get to see a lot of. But Siege Oniga is gonna absolutely destroy pretty much everything right now. Petard's really well positioned there, actually. Gonna be able to take out a bunch of that wall. And the battle's really going on over there. However, at this point, Ray is really just taking a beating from Chris's plumed archers and trebuchets. It's not a complicated combination, but it's a really good one. Barracks actually on the front lines from Chris now, going to be able to try and get some halberdiers out to keep combating this. Armor upgrades going up on them. Castles are on the way. And I think once this goes on, once the halberdier force builds up enough, it's going to be GG Ray. Ooh, getting onto those siege onigas, and saying that the gates are open right now. He could have probably sat there to keep them open, but I don't think it would have gone. And a few more stabs from that halberdier, and gonna kill that one off. Villager over here looks like he'll get killed off by the siege oniga. So it really didn't have too much to be afraid of these halberdiers. They do have the +4 armor, which is kind of nice. Chris on the +2. And Castle can be kind of helpful here, but I don't think it's going to be too effective because Plumed Archers have 6 armor when they're fully upgraded. So not kind of nice. I'm going to be able to take out these trebuchets really quickly. I think Ray's just holding out at this stage, hoping that Zach can break dogao. And if he manages to do that, they're in with a chance just because it'll be 2v, like... It'd be more like a 1.5v1, but still... Definitely a good way, and this wall spam actually probably being the reason dogao is still alive right now. Plus the fortified wall was actually a brilliant idea on his part to get that. Siege Onagers as well being absolutely massive. They do have all that 75 attack plus splash damage. And it looks like Zach's in there with those halberdiers to help out right now, but not really going to do a lot versus plumed archers. In fact, halberdier's not going to do a lot versus mines in general. But yeah, I think Ray's GG'd here. I don't think there's really a lot he can do. Losing way too many villages. He's garrisoned that town center to its maximum already. And the plumed archers are just picking them off. Ray taking an absolute beating from Chris right now, and Chris's plumed archers aren't even scared right now. dogao putting up an amazing defense though, saying that. He's pretty much survived this entire siege from Zach on like 6 siege onagers. So that's a pretty good effort on his part, to be honest. Like, that's pretty amazing. Only problem seems to be when these halberdiers are getting in, they still take a while to kill these guys off, so you can just kind of slowly just go back to the town center when they feel like it and get there. So dogao's defense being absolutely amazing right now. And saying that, dogao actually moving in with some of his own siege workshops on this side. Interesting to see what he goes for right now, because siege onagers aren't exactly the best versus paladins, but we'll see what he decides to go. Let's switch over to dogao, because we haven't been watching him enough this game. He's been playing absolutely cost-effective like we wouldn't believe. The cost-effectiveness of him in this game has been absolutely amazing. With a bunch of siege onagers, he's been able to hold this wall for ages. It's the freaking Great Wall of China, that's what it is. On that note, though, Ray's still having pretty decent economy, honestly. Definitely not the best now that Chris has destroyed it, but... well, destroying it's in the process. But it's not looking good from here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a resign in the next 2 or 3 minutes. And on that, we can kind of speed things up, I think, because I don't think a lot's really going to change here. dogao's going to hold out. Chris is going to keep pushing in here. This base will get destroyed, and... yeah, unless there's a massive paladin force, just a mass that can kind of run in here and overrun everything. But the halberdiers are going to make that extremely unlikely now, especially since they're starting to get the attack upgrades. Might be able to get some good kills on these ones over here, but the army from Chris is going to advance over and make that a lot harder. Gate slowly getting taken down here. Peter's actually busting in over here. I don't think they're going to be able to take out that... ooh, great attack ground there from dogao, actually. Great play from him. Only thing as well is, if Zach went for siege onager, he probably could have cut in. Cut here, cut over there. Could have been a few options. Ooh, and bombard cannon from dogao actually out now. Gonna have to be really careful of that onager, but still. Ooh, those halberdiers over there. If dogao was in range, life could have got extremely bad for them. Chris, again, it looks like he's kind of settled on this hill here, because why not? Hill advantages are cool. Trebuchet gonna slowly get, well, poked to death. And again, some good micro from dogao. Ooh, I thought that would have killed off a bunch of halberdiers. 8+1, no siege engineer for dogao, so he's gonna have a little bit of a harder time. Ooh, siege onager, I just noticed. Oh, just after I said cut, brilliant. And come on, man, get that last bit. Bombard cannons. Is he gonna get the bomb? No, he's gonna get a villager. And splash damage killing that, because onager splash damage, or siege onager splash damage is amazing. And it looks like he's got the Flora Cell to upgrade on them, so they have 105 HP now, which is absolutely massive. And it means that one onager kit won't kill them anymore. Siege onagers coming in from dogao right now, absolutely great at just killing buildings. Not so great at killing paladins, but in this case, they're going to be pretty good, because I don't think there's a lot of paladins really left at this stage. Also, looks like we are going to see Chris push into the back of Zach, and because of that, probably going to end the game. Zach, though, there's a couple of options he could have done to really help out his opponent here. Could have brought in some Onigers nice and early. Ooh, might be able to flatten a lot of them here, actually, if his... I thought that would have killed so many more, but I guess they are on a hill, and there's a lot of them. But still, if he did move in with some Onigers up here, could have really helped defend here, but... I think... And he wasn't like he was trying to defend from dogao too much, but... I don't know, there's definitely a lot of different options on the way this game could have unfolded, but this is how it did. Then again, saying that though, if dogao had an opening, knowing dogao, he would have taken it and he would have stomped all over Zach with it. Paladins are in, killing off a bunch of Onigers here, but I don't think it really matters at this stage, honestly. It's so far won that losing a few Onigers at this stage isn't good. And there we go, Ray resigning out, and I think we're about to see Zach resign out too. Depending, of course, if he wants to see how long he can stay in the game, which is every now and then you see that, which is kind of funky. And can be kind of cool depending on how it is. He's got a nice setup here versus dogao, but once Chris decides to push in from here, pretty much going to be over. So, anything to talk about? No, because he's resigning now, so we're all good. Anyway, that's that. Chris dogao playing an amazing game. Chris's aggressive skills being absolutely amazing on the side. And dogao holding this line here. He did not move from this line since, like, Castle Age. The guy plays an amazing defense. You can't disagree with that after seeing this. Couple of siege onigers and a few trebuchets, and he managed to hold this line for practically half the game, so definitely an impressive play from him. I really enjoyed it. Zach having a great drush, actually forcing the deletion of the lumber camp up here, and Ray did a really good boom, but those paladins were just not enough. The plumed archers were too massive in number, and these castles just gave too much defense power. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. It's kind of an interesting game. We don't get to see Oasis enough. And game styles like this are kind of rare to see when there's a real big wall-in war and just both players trying to push. But on Oasis, it's kind of a standard style of play. Anyway, I'll see you in the next